How can you make 2025 the best year ever? Let me give you some tips and stuff I did back in 2022 that I still use to this day that changed my life. There's 13 things I did. 13 I'm gonna give you right at this video right now. Stay tuned for that. So let's get right into it. The first one, and this is no order at all. Let me backtrack here. They have something called, a lot of people may have heard of something called a monk mode, or even some people have something called a winter arc. This is when you take time and you really dive into self-development and just really dive into focusing on your goals big time that you want to accomplish in life. First, you have to have a goal, of course. Here, you really want to work on. As I say, everything in life is about self-improvement. That's what I always say in life. Everything in life is about self-improvement. This is no order at all, but these are some of the things I did that really helped me out. And the thing about it, you really want to challenge yourself. If you don't want to be challenged, then this video is not for you. But you really want to challenge yourself, especially be the best year coming up in 2025. This is some things you want to do. You don't have to do this, but there's some things to do. I'm gonna be looking over here. I have some of my notes over here and everything like that as well. Well, the first thing here, and this is not in any order whatsoever. This is how I have it written down here. First thing you want to do, you want to understand. You want to understand the opposite sex. Yes, you want to do. You want to understand the opposite sex. And this whole video we talking about, the 13 things, is really about self-reflection. Really, it's not about anybody else. It's, for example, I don't know if you guys ever been in a relationship before. I mean, people break up and stuff. A lot of people always try to point fingers at the other person, but actually, it's not about the other person. It's actually about you. Actually, what did you allow in the relationship? Yeah, not just that. How you didn't show up properly in the relationship. How you let yourself get out of character real easily. So you want to understand the opposite sex. You want to understand, that you're romantically with and everything. You want to understand them big time. You want to understand them. And what I did, I take a deep dive. I did a whole 4 weeks deep dive. You know, I'm a heterosexual man, so I did a whole deep dive in women. I did a whole deep dive in them, just understanding them. Yeah, of course. At that time I was, how old was I? think I was 46 at that time. I did a whole deep dive in that. I just looked up books and looked at YouTube channels and just really did deep dive in that. And I mean a deep dive for real. I mean, asked questions, called some of my friends up. Some of my female friends called them up and asked them questions about stuff and wanted the honest truth about stuff. And it was really fascinating, some stuff I learned. And I can see how I showed up in different relationships through what I learned. And I see how they showed up also too in some relationships. Like, no way, this happened, that happened. I can see how this happened now. I can see it always goes back to the good book. It always go back to. I always go back to the good book, and I can see how certain things that I was lacking at a time here, and it really helped me out big time, kind of seeing things here and everything like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not another person; it's about yourself. Actually, it is, and not in a selfish way, of course, but just finding out, like I said before, what did you allow and what you didn't allow in your relationship. You know? All right, let's go to the next one here. The next one here, you want to understand on how to protect yourself. And it's kind of funny. I just named the other one and going to this one here. But how do you protect yourself? I'm talking about physically how to protect yourself. You want to learn some MMA fighting. You want to learn some, you know, karate, jujitsu, um, Hapkido. These are some things you want to learn. You want to learn about self defense. You want to learn about even. I actually took up target practice. I took up I even bought a firearm and took up target practice. And I did. That really helped me out big time. And this is of course the stuff that you're not on offense or using this. Using this for the defense. Using this for just to know how to protect yourself and all that. And also too, what I learned too is another thing I learned too. Sometimes to protect yourself, you don't say nothing at all. Protect yourself. You may, and this is it's the thing another too. I think a lot of people out here nowadays, you can disagree. You can agree to disagree with each other. It doesn't have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can disagree. Okay, they have their opinion. I have my opinion. That's it. And knowing when to and this comes with emotional intelligence and just kind of understanding another person. And I think I have another topic on that. But understanding another person. There's a great book out there. What's called 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. It's another one. That's a good one there. 48 was it 48 Laws of Power? And there's another one, 48 laws. There's another one, and I'll put it down in the comments here. There's a great book out there as well. That's the second thing I did there. So learning how to protect yourself here. That's what you want to do. Because what I learned about, and my brother said this too, and it really helped me out. My brother's in law enforcement, and he said having a firearm is like a tool you have around the house. It's like having a hammer. It's like that. And I didn't understand at first, but then I said, you know what? He's actually right on that. And I'm not telling you to go buy a firearm and stuff like that and everything like that, of course. And also I'm talking about being safe and being cautious with stuff too. I'm always saying this too, of course. But understanding them, understanding um, how to protect yourself. And the whole game plan is that hopefully you never have to use any of these tools I'm talking about here, even karate, even learning how to box and stuff like that. Hopefully you don't have to use these techniques, But the thing is just knowing this right here. And one thing about knowing self-defense and stuff like that actually helps out with your confidence. It helps out with just in general, just the confidence of doing public speaking, confidence on getting better grades in school, confidence and maybe talking to the waiter at the restaurant, maybe approaching someone if you see someone you want to approach, possibly that you like in a romantic way and stuff like you like and stuff like that. So that's the second one. And the third one here, let's go to the third one. The third one is understanding your understanding finances. You have to understand your finances. If you don't understand finances, you will get jacked up in life here. Guarantee it. And I tell my godson and goddaughters from all the time, I always keep telling this, that you always gonna deal with money. I was their age, 11 years old and 15 years old. And now I'm almost 50 here coming up here. And guess what? I'm still dealing with money. And they're just starting off with money. And now when they get 50 years old, they may deal with money too, of course. It may be in a different form, possibly maybe in the form of cryptocurrency when they get here at my age. Maybe more on that right there, maybe through like cash apps. Like it won't be actual physical money possibly, in the future. But regardless of that, you need to understand it. You understand how to write a budget up and how you should budget, how you should put money in your 401k or your investments, money that you use to, this is the money I can do what I want to do with this money over here, pay my bills over here and stuff like that. You want to know at a young age how to balance stuff here, how to budget stuff. I give you $100. You have, $50 you have to do for buying clothes, another $25 just for food you can have for yourself, another $25, what you can do with that $25 is there. So just simple things like that. And that's more elementary right there. But of course, if you're making $50,000 a year, how is your budget? How are you budgeting that? What are you saving? What are you investing? What are you that you're taking a trip on with? How you're saving up for your trip. These are all questions you want to know. And also with finances too. There's another thing I did there too, is knowing about the stock market, knowing about it. Just knowing about it is the key thing here. Because a lot of people out here, what I realize, they don't know about the stock market at all. They don't know, they have no idea about it. But just knowing about it is a key thing here. Another thing with that too is, also too, understanding real estate too, or purchasing power, knowing your credit score, what it factors to take to bring your credit score up. Yeah. What can you do? These are all key things. And these key things I worked on during that year time there. I was actually in the process of buying a condo and all that. It fell through at the end and everything. The person didn't want to go through the condo, but it was all good at the end of the day and everything. Um, but when saying that, all that, check with yourself and all that, and just see that you know about real estate. It's a great form of another great way of helping out being successful and not being successful, but gaining wealth in life and everything, long term wise. Stock market, crypto. What does I have here? Property, of course, here. Budgeting, of course, is here. Budgeting is key. Knowing about different books out there too that can help you out. Rich Dad Poor Dad, of course, is a great book out there by Robert Kiyosaki. Knowing that book there, Dave Ramsey, knowing this book there and all that, and then kind of putting your own principles together here. There's another one I hear my brother talk about by I can't think of it. I'll put it at the bottom here too. There's another book out there. It's a great book, and actually I should have brought some books up here actually, and I may do that actually. Show you some books and stuff like that at the end. There's some great books out there you can take out and look. Next one here is physical activity. You want to be physical active. I know on this channel, I talk about physical activity all the time. You want to be physical active. That's what you want to do. You definitely want to be physically active. You want to work out. Want to build muscle. Find out what your goals are. You're trying to lose weight and gain weight. You're trying to just maintain where you're at here. You want to work out. I don't care how old you are. You want to work out. No, it doesn't have to be, killer 3-hour workout, 2-hour workout that you did maybe back in your you're 19 or 20 years old. No, you're maybe 50 right now. You don't have to do all that. I know you have a lot of things going on. 30 minutes, 3 times a week here. Boom, weight training. Definitely want to get it in. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. You want to get in weight training. Weight training, how about women, of course? Osteoporosis, bone density. It helps out with that. Decreasing osteoporosis, bone density. How about muscle mass? Of course, that's what we lose quickly. It got something called sarcopenia that will basically rob our muscles or steal our muscles away from us as we get older. And you want to hold on to that as much as possible. With actual fitness I talked about there, also goes in play with nutrition. And that's what the next phase here I did. I worked on weight training, of course, or weight training, cardio, and stuff like that. The next thing I worked on was my nutrition. I cleaned my nutrition up. I started actually eating vegetables, and it's kind of funny to say that, and really funny to say that. I ate vegetables when I was a kid. Ate vegetables a little bit in college, not really a lot, of course. When I was at my parents' house, I did, and then with my ex-girlfriend, I ate a lot of vegetables. I ate a decent amount of vegetables with her. I did, and when I go visit my mom, I eat vegetables. Other than that, I didn't eat vegetables at all, really. It's funny to say that and everything, and funny in a sense. But then I was looking at it, I was like, wow, I'm not feeling good and stuff like that, or a little sluggish and everything. And also, too, of course, as we know, vegetables helps out with bowel movements like that, of course. And as we get over here, colorectal cancer comes to be, can raise up and all that. And of course, one thing to decrease the chance of that and just keep everything regulated is eating your vegetables. So now what I do, I love broccoli. So I eat broccoli at least maybe I say 3 times a day. I eat broccoli. And you say like a cup of broccoli every meal? Yes, I do. A cup of broccoli every meal. Now what I do is I put cayenne pepper on the broccoli too. Cayenne pepper on the broccoli, you gotta try it. I mentioned it in another video. Try it out if you get a chance, guys. Try it out. So that's right there. You definitely want to do that. Your nutrition. Just look at your nutrition overall, and you may want to do. Maybe don't like broccoli. Asparagus. I do asparagus sometimes too. Fruits and vegetables. I do. I have bananas. I have apples. I love my. And these are all organic. Everything I'm talking about, vegetable wise, is all organic. That's what I do. I do some of the fresh, flash, frozen vegetables. Those are ones I mainly get. Those I do. And fruit wise, I'll do apples, of course, bananas. Those are the main two things I do at my place here. I do. I like steel cut oatmeal. That's one of the things I do. It's one of the staples. I do that. I do my egg whites, of course, here. I do Laura's ground beef. I do that. Lean, 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 super lean. I think it's like, what is it, like 96.4, I think it is, something like that, or 92. It's something like that. The number's pretty high up there and everything like that. A little more a little more pricey on it and everything, but of course we're trying to put good things in the temple that we have here. And the temple, of course, being our body. The next one I did here was understand. This is a key one here. I did this is the one I first started, where I started off with. And I started off with when I was doing this in 2022. I did this right here, and I'm still doing it now. Of course, I'm still just what's called Stabic hacking. They have a great book out there called Atomic Habits. And this one I did right called Stabic habit stacking. Excuse me, habit stacking is called. And what I did here on this one here, I looked at anything that I thought. I looked at my patterns basically. This is the next thing I did. So we talk about health, talk about working out, talk about nutrition, and then the next one here is looking at your habits. That's what I did first. I looked at my habits first. That's the first one I did. I know I'm doing an order here. I'm saying it in order like I'm saying right now. But the first thing I did was look at my habits. And the habits, of course, is patterns. Look at anything. I don't want to say addiction. I want to say addiction, but look at my habits. What are some things I did on a regular basis that were uh, were not getting me to the area I want to go to, my hitting my goals where I want to go to? What can I change in my life here that will help me get to my goals faster? Not faster, but get to my goals. Instead of procrastinating. Or some people are addicted to certain things. Some people are have patterns. I say highly active patterns to certain things. It could be a binge night, binge weekends on with food and sitting and watching TV all weekend long. Or some people may be to pizza. Some people may shopping. Some people may be chocolate. It's just all type of things they could be for you out there. So look at your patterns. Really look at your patterns that actually are not benefiting you and getting you to where you want to get to with your goals. That's the first thing I did. That's the first one I did here. So let's keep it going here, guys. So the next one I did here, of course, is where's it at here? Look at relationships with family. Okay, yeah. Oh, just another one here. The next one I did here. I looked at understanding the relationships with this is what I did next. Okay. I'm getting excited here for this one. This one's a good one. I looked at the relationships, understanding the relationship that I have with different type of people. That's what I did next year. And what I mean by that, relationships with my family members. Look at all my family members. Then I said, okay, let me look at my coworkers. Then let me look at significant other. If you're married, boyfriend, girlfriend, to friends. Let me look at all the relationships I have. Are they serving me or are they not serving me? Are they helping me get to the next goal I want to get to? Because you're really influenced by the people you hang around. And then pretty sure you heard this before, and I think I know I said this many times before, that the five people you hang around the most is who you are shaping your life to be. They have a high amount of influence on you. Believe me on that. High amount of influence on you. Let's keep it going here, guys. Also, another one I did here is I looked at um, how my life is. Am I living my life in abundance or I live my life in a scarcity mindset? And I looked at that. That's one of the things I looked at in my life. Am I living my life? This is one of the things I asked myself. Am I living my life in abundance or I live my life in a scarcity mindset? And all these things I'm talking about, I took a whole month in deep dive. There's 13 of them. And the 13th, I'll tell you in a few seconds. But I did a whole, and every one I did, for each month I did one. I did one of these right here. But the thing is, I kept it going now. I did what's called habit stacking. Excuse me, I always say that wrong. Habit stacking I did. So each month I added one thing on. I did each month. And this one here, I wanted to find out, um, am I living in abundance? Or I live in a scarcity mindset? And I asked myself many questions about life. And not just that, too. I said, you know what? Let me do this. Let me call one of my friends up here. It could be family members, or it could be a friend of yours. Because I realized my family members, of course, they're not in the same city as me. So if they're not in the same city as me, they don't see me on a daily basis. Someone that you can trust, someone that you believe in, someone that you believe that would tell you the truth, and is not actually trying to take a dig at you or something like that. So what I did, I called up three people up. I called up and I asked them, how can I improve in my life here? Where do you see my weakness? I asked them because sometimes we can't see our weakness. What I realized, we need a third person. We need someone on the outside looking in. It's almost like it's a good example. I'm pretty sure you heard this example before. And one of the examples I'm about to say here is that you have a friend that's in a relationship. The relationship's not really, you can see it's not the best, healthiest relationship between two people. And you can see that this relationship is not going, it's not going to be successful. It's just not. How you see it, just the way they were talking with each other and stuff like that. But you tell your friend, but your friend can't see it because they're in it. So you can see because you're outside of it. So that's what I did with my friend, through my friends here. I called three people up and I asked them, what can I do better in my life here? What do you see I can tweak to be a better person? How am I showing up every day? What would you say? That's what I asked these people here. I asked them, and they gave me direct answers. Some I had to I had to ask myself. This is one thing about this right here. If you do this, call your friends up or talk to them in person. You have to be ready for the truth. You have to be ready for it. Because the truth may hurt a little bit. Or you may not know that's what they think. So choose your people wisely. That's what I'm going to say on that right there. So the next thing I did next here is I did something called I talked about this before. This one right here. I talked about this before, and I had that. You want to understand? They have something called meat. It's called. I think I did a video on this, and I didn't make this up. A gentleman by the name of CGA or Coach Greg Adams. He came up with this right here. And it came, it's called MEAT. It's called Money, Energy, Attention, and Time. It's an acronym. Money, Energy, Attention, and Time stands for MEAT. And then I realized that everybody wants that from you. The dog wants your energy, your time, your attention. They want your kids, energy, money, energy, attention, time. Your significant other, money, energy, attention, time. Your job wants your time and your energy. It wants from you, and your attention too. It wants. Um, so you have to ask yourself, um, the stuff you're giving this meat to, or your money, energy, attention, time to, is it worthy of you giving this to, or is it like giving pearls to a swine? There's a parable out there that says you're giving pearls to swine, basically giving your valuable money, energy, attention, and time to something that's not worthy of you giving that to. You have to ask yourself that question on that. So that's one of them that I did a deep dive in that and looked at all my relationships, looked at everything I was doing in life, everything I was doing in life. I looked at it and checked that out there. That's 12. That's 12 altogether. I didn't know that's all 12. It's kind of quick there. But that's all 12 there I did. But the third thing, the 13 here, the 13 one is not actually um, something you do. It's more of a mindset. What is your perception of yourself here? looking at perceptions. That's what I want you to look at. That's the last one here. And perception is pretty good here. And that's where I came up with this concept. I came up with a concept here. And the concept is like a lot of people think the 13th is a bad, something bad. Everything, Friday the 13th is like that. But I said that's one way of looking at the 13th, of course. You can look at all type of ways 13. You can look at 13 being something good, actually. For example, I'll give you a great example here. I went to the store. At this time I was vegan, and I was going to the store, and I told the lady we're looking at, she was looking at my cart and all that, ringing me up and everything. And she said, "Oh man, you eat pretty healthy here." I said, "Yeah, I eat pretty decent." And she said, "I could never eat this and all this. So you don't eat meat at all?" I said, "No, I don't eat meat at all." She said, "Wow, no way. I could never do that." I said, "Check this out. How about if you grew up? How about if you grew up and now you replace the meat as vegetables, right? You replace meat for vegetables, so the main part of the plate is vegetables, and meat was the side piece, right? Or the side dish, I should say. And that's how you grew up. That's how we all grew up like that. Then guess what? That's what you would think. And you would think, oh, I can't eat meat. Meat is that. I love my vegetables over here. Vegetables are the main part of the plate. So all you did is change out being meat being the main course. Now vegetables are the main course and all that. And meat's the one you don't like. Hopefully that makes sense there for you guys. But the whole thing is about your perception of how you see the world. Everybody see the world differently. That's why the great thing is being exposed to different people and different environments is really big time and all that. That's why I'm thankful for my parents helped me out living in Germany to living in Kuwait, living in the Cayman Islands, places I got to travel, Ethiopia, Dubai, Bahrain, living in Portland, Maine, to Miami, Chicago, North Carolina, I don't know North Carolina, I mean Atlanta, and so many other places I can name here. But it's all about a perception, because the perception of how you see yourself will take you far. But the thing is, you want to see yourself in the right light. If you do all these 12 things I said to you, then you will show up correctly in life here and you will be whole. I always do these 12 steps here. I'm still doing it to this day. Yes, I may, I hurt my shoulder and all that. So I didn't work out as much the last 2 months here, but I'm back on track here and all this. Think about 10 steps then, 10,000 steps in. Just wasn't lifting weights that much. Now I'm kind of off injured reserve now. I'm getting back in the game again here, or my neck not hurting as much. Um, and so now I want you guys to get back on it here. 2025 is coming up, and I want you guys to have the best life out here, of course. Not just in 2025, but here on out. And how you do that? By taking action. So take action, guys. If you need help, of course, with this, let me know. With Dr. J. Harris here, let me know. I'll have Calendly linked in the description here that you can set up an appointment with me, and I'd love to talk to you. If it's weight loss or mindset you want to talk about, we can help you out with that and kind of go from there. And I can show you other things we have set up and play for you. So take action, guys. You're Dr. J. Harris. Subscribe to the channel, like it, of course, here, and we'll see you soon. Take care.